National Eleu Parks by Dr. Dada. Eleu, you're bouncing off of the walls. For you, the indoors is just too small. Let's get you outside. It can't come too soon, where you can be as wild as a llama on the moon. It's time for a road trip. Eleu, get in the car. Some parks are close, others are very far.
The Golden Gate Bridge, so foggy and tall, as I walk across it I feel so small. The cable cars are such a blast, they go up steep hills so very, very fast.
Eleu, Eleu, look up high. Those trees are so tall, they touch the sky. 1,000 years old, they grow side by side. Redwood trunks can grow to be 10 feet wide. It's always okay to get your shoes dusty. It keeps your body from becoming rusty. We're not above nature. We're one, not separate. Capture its energy and you'll never quit. To truly feel nature's incredible power, run far, far away from cell phone towers.
Now we're here in Yosemite, where the air is pure and I can be free. I walked right through an enormous tree. It had its own passage that was cool as can be. Giant sequoias are very profound. They work together, locking roots underground. Up this way, Dada, I insist.
But that trail is steep and covered in mist.
Just below the towering half-dome, this magical place just feels like home. I love the squirrels that come up to me. I share my acorns that they stuff in their cheeks. Climbing over some gigantic rocks, I make my way up to the top, where the views are pretty and the waterfall sprays. Forget coming back, I just want to stay. We climb so high up the Lake Tahoe mountain to watch waterfalls make a natural fountain. Water comes rushing with so much power over the falls 100 miles an hour. I take off my shoes in our hotel room. So many rocks pour out, we need a broom. Exhausted and dusty, I am ready for rest. For tomorrow's challenge, I must be my best. And we are here at Craters of the Moon. I hope this volcano doesn't erupt again soon. This place really does look like the moon. Hiking to the top, we'll be there soon. My calves are aching, but quitting's not my style. Yeah, it might be windy, but this is making me smile.
Lava rocks all around. You can see for miles. This place sure is worth our while.
At the volcano's base, everything is calm. But then at the top, the winds are strong. Where the bats live, we go into the caves. It can be really dark, so I have to be brave. Hot water comes from deep in the earth and shoots from a geyser in an old faithful spurt. Yes, we're in Yellowstone watching fountain paint pots, like nature's making spaghetti in that boiling, colorful spot. Bubbles come up through the mud and water, but we must stay back, it almost couldn't be hotter. How do those trees grow on the side of a cliff? It seems like they should fall and break into bits. I found some flowers, peaceful and wild. As soon as I saw them, I couldn't help but smile. No one planted them or sold them in a store. They just grow free on the river's shore. It's nature's decoration for everyone to see. No one tries to pick them, they just let them be. And in Jackson Hole, you can get to the top by taking the ski lift or hiking up rocks. Steep as can be, up the side of a hill. The air gets thin and hiking takes skill. We hike up so high, when we look down below, it looks like toy cars lined up in a row. Mountains are rocks before they grow and get so tall that they collect snow. Dada, Dada, I need a crane. Get me up to the clouds to collect the rain.
Eleu, Eleu, that might be a pain. Something is wrong inside of that brain.
It's not that far.
Or so you think. It just looks close when you close one eye and blink.
I'm taking off my shoes and socks. It's time to go play in the river rocks. In the Rocky Mountains, it's such a colorful view. Yes, Colorado is gorgeous and rugged is true. Out of the mountain there are many streams with trickling water that is pure and clean. Some are so big that humans must yield as the water makes its way to a wildflower field. A rainbow of shades decorates the hill where plants can sway, but rocks stay still. Butterflies in the meadow, vibrant and free. Our bustling world is something they never see. The harder the hike, the more rewarding the summit. Yes, conquering peaks is the fun of it. We got out here early to avoid the storms before gathering clouds would begin to swarm. But still we got caught in a loud thunderstorm. With lightning nearby, dark shadows formed. We ran down the mountain getting pelted with hail. We rushed like cheetahs and not like snails. Remember the incline on Pike's Peak? On January snow, we heard the ice creak. I was cuddled in close in that Moby wrap. We hiked and we hiked up that slippery track. As I recall, it was freezing cold, and I wasn't even 10 weeks old. But as the temperature continued to plummet, you were determined to get me to the summit.
Yes, Eleu, I had, to let your eyes see just how incredible nature could be.
And how about at the park that time, with the seasonal creek that was 8 feet wide? You picked me up, got a running start, and then just leaped with all your heart. Thank goodness we made it. That water was cold, but it was fun.
Just maybe a little too bold. Eleu, I know that the drive is far, but out here the sky lets you see all the stars.
Dinosaurs fascinate and never go out of style, despite being extinct for quite a while. At Dinosaur Monument, step back in time. As the past roars back, it is sublime.
Eleu, this hike is special and neat. Come hike along the river and you're in for a treat. In just a few miles, the river will change. Those chilly waters will do something strange. Nature's hot springs make their own heat, but before diving in, first dip in your feet. Some are warm and some are hot, but some will boil you like a giant pot.
Dada, there's nothing better than national parks in this beautiful weather.
Yes, it's great at Zion for sure. Eleu skips on the trails as people smile at her, getting muddy and dusty in a ruffly pink dress. Not a care in the world, even if soaking wet.
And Bryce Canyon with the fabulous hoodoos. Sometimes they're so close we must tiptoe through. Around Las Vegas, in the red rocks, the hills are the color of a pretty fox. I am all ready with my camelback. Now let's hit the trail and make our own track.
And here, oh wow, you love to hike, charging up hills with all your might. Easy enough in just my clothes, but with you, that's just not so, as most of the rocks that touch your toes end up with me as the collection grows. Sinking my pockets down to the ground, I can barely walk with these rigid pounds, but all are so special, I am not allowed to give even the muddiest back to the ground. Inside my pocket, for safekeeping, I become a locket as you keep seeking. You're all wound up, running like a rocket, wild as can be.
I just can't stop it.
You love to sprint across the ground, shooting plumes of dust off dirt mounds. On countless adventures through the rocks, little Sacagawea just can't be stopped.
I like using rocks to spell Eleu on the ground. In 300 years, I hope they'll be found by brave explorers out for a dig, or maybe even some future kids. Over 3,000 miles sitting in the car is not bad and not really that far. It was nice to look out of my window, but when it got boring, I had my Nintendo. Dada, I've hiked so many peaks. Now that we're home, I'm going to sleep for a week.